everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today I have another nail polish collection to review for you guys. I'm sure we're all very familiar with the cashmere collection that Essie came out with last fall. Beautiful fall tones and shades that have this really lovely, delicate, very feminine matte finish to them. Essie has decided to release another set of the cashmere mattes, but this time they're brights and they're exclusive only to Ulta. I believe you can find them in the actual stores and on the Ulta website in both the full-size bottle and in minis. 3 of the 4 have a shimmer to them, that shimmer that we saw in the cashmere collection from last year, and 1 is just a solid matte finish. Let's start with this first one here, and this one is called Hip Tide, and it's this really pretty bubblegum pink with a little bit of a purpley magenta shimmer in there that is just so beautiful when it dries matte on your nails. It is rather sheer. I had to do about 2 to 3 coats with this particular polish. The next one in the collection is Soft as Sand, and this is a really beautiful blush baby pink that's almost on the verge of white. And I think that this one genuinely looks like, you know, carnival cotton candy when it dries on your nails. It's so dainty. It strikes a chord with me and I really enjoy it. Now, the issue that I have with this particular one is that the formula was a little bit finicky. You had to do about 2 to 3 coats to get it completely opaque, but I feel like a lot of that is because of the color. It is rather light, so you need to do several coats to get it opaque. But I really like this one. It's so pretty and it's just so flattering. Oh, I love it. This next one is one of my favorites from this collection. I really love this one. This one is called Yespadrilles, and it's this beautiful mint, pastel mint color with a green / turquoise shimmer running through it. This is gorgeous. For me, I got this opaque in 2 coats and I was happy with it. I'm sure somebody else would want a 3rd coat. Somebody else would be fine with 2. It just depends on your personal preference. This one is definitely my favorite out of the collection. It is so beautiful, so minty, just refreshing. It looks like mint ice cream. I love it. I love it so much. This last one is also another favorite from my collection. I love this one a lot. This one is called See the Sights, and it's the only solid cream matte polish in the whole collection. The crystal clear sky blue. Absolutely beautiful. Love it, love it, love it. So now it's story time. When I first purchased these polishes, I was super excited. I had been tracking the order for days, watching it slowly make its way to my house. The order finally came. I rip open the box, rip open the polishes, and I'm testing it, and I had a horrible experience. They were gloppy. I was having issues getting it smooth and flat. I tried over and over again. It was a horrible situation. So feeling dejected and demoralized, I boxed them back up and threw them downstairs in my nail polish room, which is in the basement of my home. Fast forward a couple of days, I come back downstairs. Let's go back to these cashmere mattes and see what's really happening. All of a sudden, they're behaving themselves. Completely different from the polishes I tested a couple of days ago. So I had a theory. When I had first gotten them, they had obviously been in a mail truck the whole time coming here. They had been sitting out on my porch in the sun for a while. When I first opened them up, they probably had been out in the sun or in the heat for several hours. Then I brought them downstairs where it's nice and cold, and they sat down here for 2, maybe 3 days before I got around to testing them out again. So I tested something out. I grabbed a Wet n Wild and I let it sit out in the sun. I know you're not supposed to do that, but this was for science sake. So I let it sit out in the sun until it got really warm, and I brought it inside, and sure enough, it was gloopy. It was terrible to manipulate. It was just horrible. So then I stuck it in the fridge for maybe a couple of hours, maybe an hour or 2, pulled it back out, tried it again, smooth as butter. So then I took to the internet. I started researching. Are you supposed to store nail polish in the refrigerator? Does keeping nail polish cold make it perform better? Sure enough, I did find a couple of like blog posts that say that they store their nail polish in the refrigerator. The moral of the story is If you're having a difficult polish that is having trouble spreading nicely and isn't working well with you, stick it in the fridge for a little bit and see what happens. It definitely changed my experience with the Essie Cashmere polishes. Before, I would not have recommended them to anyone. They were horrible to work with. They're just so difficult. After having them kind of chill for a little bit, they work a lot better, and I actually enjoy using them, especially espadrilles and See the Sights. These are so pretty. I feel like they're definitely worth it. Having said that, I recommend these ones the most, and that when they're chilled, they seem to perform better, and I think they have good quality. There are some things that you can do to make these polishes work better for you. They may appear to dry very quickly, but that doesn't mean that they're dried completely. I was getting bubbles, and I'm like, how is this possible? Like, they should be dry, right? You do one coat, they seem like they're dry because it's already matte. You think, okay, I'm done. Next coat. Apparently, with these ones, even though they look like they're dry because they've already reached that matte texture, they're not exactly dry yet. So the espadrilles was actually one of them that bubbled the worst for me at first. And so I thought, okay, let's just slow it down. Maybe I'm pushing it too much. I did one coat and I let it dry completely. And then I did a second coat and let that dry completely. And I didn't have any issues with bubbles. That may seem like a lot of work for a nail polish, and so maybe that's just not worth it to some of you guys. I don't mind because I love cashmere matte finish to them with the sparkle and the shimmer and the matteness to it. And then also adding a top coat makes it absolutely gorgeous. It just depends on what you look for in a nail polish experience. If you want it to be, you know, one or two swipes and you're out the door, then these are definitely not for you. Having said that, I don't know if these polishes are necessarily for everyone because it is kind of a lot of money to invest in something that you're gonna have to basically sit down and definitely be careful with. For me personally, I feel like it's worth it because I love matte polishes, I love the cashmere matte finishes, and I love the glitters and shimmers that they put in there. So I am definitely all for this collection. It's definitely not for everyone because they are finicky polishes, but I feel like there's ways to work around it. Try sticking it in the fridge, try letting it dry completely in between coats and not forcing it, even though it may look like it's completely dry. Still wait that 15 to 20 minutes in between coats to make sure that it's completely dry. All in all, I like them. I think they're gorgeous. I think they're beautiful. I love the cashmere mattes. I love that they're bright, springy pastels because they're gonna look so nice paired with like metallics. Ooh, it's gonna look so pretty. But anywho, thank you so much for watching, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!